Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha. He is the Messiah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one in existence, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah, and Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Dawood coming to you again to bring you God's chosen people. And here they are again, promoting wickedness. This is the second time I have expounded on this title. The first time was to show you how they brought homosexuality, the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ movement, into the promised land. Now, they're drinking the blood of the Palestinians. Such wickedness has never been seen in our generation, and it's being promoted by God's chosen people. And they are God's chosen people. Now, for the first time in history, there is an alternative to God's chosen people. Yah's chosen people. The book clearly tells you that Yah's chosen people would be in the land of their captivity, waiting to be gathered and brought back into the land. But these people, they gathered themselves. And they said that God brought them into the land. And we now know who God is from the ancient texts. He is a Serapion. He is Satan himself. That's who they serve. This is why they're bloodletting. It's like they're involved in some type of ritual. The more of these people that they trample underfoot, and the bloodier this war is, the more power that they're given. Can't you see it? The more people they kill, America gives them more weapons, more money, more resources. Do you see how America is in the United Nations vetoing every bill for a ceasefire? It's amazing that we are living in this time. Listen, they are here fulfilling prophecy right in front of our face. Brother Dawood, what prophecy is that? That the promised land would be trampled down by the Gentiles. Wiki on Netanyahu. He was born in 1949 in Tel Aviv. His mother, Tazila Siegel, was born in Petah Tikva in the Ottoman Empire's Mutasarrafate of Jerusalem. And his father, Warsaw-born, Warsaw is Poland, Benzion Netanyahu, here's his real name, Milikowski. Hold it. So his real name is Milikowski? It means that he is self-identifying. Why is that okay for them and a problem for us? Well, I guess they say as a slave, you don't have the right to choose your name. But we're taking back our original names. They were on the slave ship manifest when they brought us over here, weren't they? We're just applying them again because we are the Shemitic people. We are the Semitic people. We come from the region. They don't. Look where they come from. Poland. Okay. So, his father was a historian specializing in the Jewish Golden Age of Spain. How many of you know about the Jewish Golden Age of Spain? They were money lenders. The Spanish people expelled them. They had all of their people, even the government, in debt to them, just like the world is in debt to the bankers today. Netanyahu's paternal grandfather, Nathan Milikowski, he was a rabbi and Zionist writer. When Netanyahu's father immigrated to mandatory Palestine, what does that mean, mandatory? It's mandatory that you have to immigrate there? Okay. He Hebraized his surname from Milikowski to Netanyahu, meaning God has given. You see? Do you see any God in Netanyahu? But you do see Yah, don't you? While his family is predominantly Ashkenazi, hold it. So they're not Shemitic. That's why they put down Semitic to fool the unlearned. Yeah. They're not Shemitic, meaning coming from Shem. Ashkenaz is from Yepet. That's the bloodline they claimed. He was said that a DNA test revealed him to have some Sephardic ancestry, Sephardic Judaism. Those are the ones who were in Spain, who were expelled, who were the money lenders. Did you know the same thing happened in Germany? This is why Hitler was so popular amongst the people. Haven't you ever wondered how could the people back a man who's going to burn people alive in the gas chambers? Why did the people back him? Because they were all in debt, losing their houses, losing everything they had from the money lenders. Debaryam 32:21. Let's see how they got into the land. 21. They, who's they? The children of Yesharel, the ones who came from the loins of Jacob, have moved me, who is me, Yahuwah, to jealousy with that which is not God? Well, when you go to the ancient text, you won't see God there, but you will see all. What does that mean? The powerful shepherd. Let's read this again with all the changes. The children of Yesharel have moved Yahuwah to jealousy with that which is not the powerful shepherd. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. Remember Yirmiyahu? He said, are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain? Are not you he, O Yahuwah? Therefore, I will wait on you. But our brothers, our sisters, are not waiting on him. They moved ahead of him. They said in the vanity of their mind that Yahuwah needs help. So we're going to move the moon back to the equinox on paper. Will that change anything that's happening in the heavens? Will it bring down the rain? It is vain. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. Not a people? What does that mean? They're not from the human line. Hold it. They told you this. Why don't you believe them? In their schools, they tell you that they came from a monkey, a hominid species. And you still don't believe them. Even when DNA has proven what they were saying. Listen, your pet went into Europe with all his family. Your pet and his family, the men, only the men, were destroyed. They were killed by these hominid species. And they took the women and brought forth their seed. That is how they entered into the world stage. Don't take my word for it. DNA has proven this. They call her mitochondrial Eve. In comes the Jews. The Jews will tell you right off the top that the only way that you can be a Jew is that you must be born of a Jewish mother. Why? Because their closest link to the human bloodline is through mitochondrial DNA, not paternal DNA. So the seed that comes from the man is still from the Neanderthal. You understand? I will provoke them, the children of Yesharo, to anger with these monkey people. Look at the name that's in the ancient text. Guya. Like Goog. And here they are. How foolish is this? They complain about the Holocaust. Remember the Holocaust. Remember 9/11. Remember the Alamo? But forget your suffering, so-called African Americans. You have to forget, because we are the people who orchestrated bringing you over here in ships as slaves. Now I want you to look at the star on the side of his arm. The star of Moloch and Chion. What were you required to do? To bring your children through the fire as a sacrifice, as a burnt offering. Look up top, Holocaust. The term Holocaust derived from a Greek word, see that? European, not Hebrew. A Greek word meaning burnt offering. They offered up themselves to get the land. These are the children of Satan. They have nothing to do with Yah. History of Jerusalem by Deneen Barnett. Inside of her book, she features another book titled The Nazis' World War II by the author Edwin Hertzstein, a Jew. In an interview, Hitler said even in his death, he would start World War III. Do not repeat that to people and go around talking about World War III. He was not fluent in the biblical text. If he was, he would not have said World War III. He would have said the coming of the King of Kings and the landlord. One of the soldiers asked him, how? Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day the King of Kings and the landlord will come in the clouds. Let's see if we can make this prophecy true. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati. Look who they are. The Jews. For if the Americans win the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. Can we stop for a second? Is that true? The answer is yes. Everyone is in debt to the bankers. Who are the bankers? The Jews. Who owns everything that matters? The Jews. Listen to what Rothschild said. I care not what puppet sits on the throne or becomes a president. If I control the money, I control the country. Let's continue. And they will try to conquer, not God, because God is the one they serve. They will try to conquer Yahusha. Do you know who America has in its possessions? No, the soldier replied. Hitler said, because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Yeshua? Gotta stop again. Is that true? Of course it's true. Who brought us over here in ships? Who wrote our names down on the slave ship manifest? And to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. Is that what's happening? Is that why they veto every bill for a ceasefire? Is that why they're giving them billions of dollars and tons of bombs? They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. On the comment board, on Yah's Messenger, we saw a video where the Jews had a conference and one of their leaders, a woman, said that the biggest threat to the Jews today are the African Americans. Now you see why. The white citizens of America will be terrified. There's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth when they find out. To know that all this time they've been mistreating, discriminating, and lynching the children of Yesharo. Their recompense is soon. They will fear God? No. They will fear that Yah will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all cost. But who's not keeping it a secret? The prophets of Yesharo. We are crying loud. We are sparing not. After I die, I will one day cause World War III. No, you won't. Just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in a people's mind. Okay? That is true. It will cause an awakening to move people away from the false misconception that the Jews are the people of the book. Until it sprouts. Once they nurture that seed and seek more truth, and they'll learn that Hitler was right. I picked out everything that was a lie, and I told you not to believe. But everything else, you can see it, can't you? Can we believe what we see every day? Or should we believe what they say? I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews. No, you didn't. You messed up. Big time. They needed a sacrifice. They needed a burnt offering. And they chose you to facilitate it. Before they designated a false state of Israel, you are the catalyst for them being brought into the land. But I fear I have failed. Yes, you did. The world will fall into the hands of Satan, the adversary, God, God's chosen people, the people who serve God. Look at America. In God we trust, they say. It's on their money. One nation, under God, before they carry out all of their killing, stealing, and destroying. They say God wills it. They even put God's name in the text, in our book, and caused us to blaspheme the name of Yahuwah. Who did it? these same people who are called God's chosen ones. Devarim 33, 28 to 29. 28. Look, I have both names here. The Jews and us. Which name do you choose? Before we had this high level of wisdom, when we were in our embryonic stage, first awakening, we called ourselves Israel. But we quickly found out to call ourselves Israel is to blaspheme the name of Yahuwah. Look at Yesharel. One letter signifies his name. Yah. On the pictograph is an arm stretched forward. If you add a ha to it, the letter H, it speaks of an action. He stretched forth his arm to a man. What man? Jacob. Yesharel then shall dwell in safety alone. You got that? No one's going to make us afraid. The fountain of Jacob, not a convert to Judaism. Can you convert to a bloodline? No. Speaking of seed that came from the loins of Jacob, shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also, his heavens shall drop down dew. Our brothers and sisters don't believe this. They're saying that the Father does not have the ability to drop down the dew from heaven. So we have to help him. What kind of delusion is that? To think by you putting on paper, bringing the moon or the date back to the equinox, that you're going to be able to bring the dew from heaven. It is a strong delusion. It is Gentilian in thinking. We can see now all of our brothers and sisters who are following the Israelis. 29. Happy are you, O Yesharel. Who is like unto you, O people saved by Yahuwah? Did he save anyone else? He only saved the children of Yesharel. He stretched forth his arm with an open palm in the land of Egypt to deliver a bloodline. Now listen to what the people who tried to steal our identity say. They were in Egypt for 400 years. It's a lie. Now that wisdom has come, we have learned how to read. We have learned how to deduce. We can match scripture to scripture on our own. And we have found that the children of Yesharel could only have been in the land of Egypt for 215 years. Brother Dawood, why would they say that they were in Egypt for 400 years? To cover us up. The true children of Yesharel, who are in captivity in America, we are the only ones who have been in the land of our captivity for 400 years. Hey, listen to this. In 2019, at the end of the 400-year captivity, Yah stretched forth his arm a second time to give us the path of years, to lead us back to his appointments, his new moons, his Shabbats, and his feast days, so that we may be one with him. The shield of our help. And who is the sword of our excellency? Yahuwah. And your enemies, all of them, shall be found liars unto you. Is that true? We've uncovered so many lies over the years, it'll make your head spin. And the only reason that we've uncovered all of these lies is because Yah has poured out his spirit unto us. We have become powerful. We can deduce now. We understand the text, at least some of us. And you shall tread upon their high places. We shall destroy their temples, their Kaaba, their synagogues, their churches, their mosques, and the kingdom shall be Yahuwah. Can you see it in your mind? When we return in white robes, the people of the land rejoicing, halal for us, losing their minds, being hilariously foolish, bowing down to us, just want to kiss our feet, kiss our hands, praying to us, please, let me be your servant. I will be the best servant that you've ever seen. Because they have been waiting for this event, everyone knows that the people who are over there now are not the children of Yeshua. They're not the people of this book. But if you try to say something about it, the first thing they do is shut you down. So I'm going to say to you today, as soon as I put this video out and you listen to it, share it as many times as you can with as many people as you can. This may awaken many of our brothers and sisters, and you can get another jewel in your crown. Peace be unto you. Shalom.